Welcome back. In this session, we shall discuss periodic breathing. Right now, whenever an individual, normal individual, he hyperventilates for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay, and then he stops hyperventilating, but without voluntarily influencing the respiration. Now, what happens? A period of apnea follows. Right. This is followed by a few shallow breaths. Right. Following this, another period of apnea follows. Okay. This period of apnea followed by breathing followed by apnea is referred to as periodic breathing. Right. Now, there are two types of periodic breathing. One is Cheyne-Stokes respiration, two Boyar's breathing. Okay. Now, let us see one by one. What is Cheyne-Stokes respiration? Okay. In Cheyne-Stokes respiration, the onset of apnea and restoration of respiration both are gradual in onset. Okay. That is periodic waxing and waning of ventilation at a constant frequency interspersed with periods of apnea. Okay. This is what happens in Cheyne-Stokes respiration. Right. Cheyne-Stokes breathing happens in some physiological conditions like hyperventilation, right? Right? High altitude where there is hypoxia, right? Even in some normal individuals, okay, in sleep, okay, especially above 45 years of age, okay, and it is seen in diseased states such as congestive heart failure, right, uremia, and brain damage. In these conditions also we can see Cheyne-Stokes pattern of periodic breathing. Right. Now, let us discuss the mechanism of development of periodic breathing in Cheyne-Stokes respiration. Okay. First, let us discuss the mechanism of development of periodic breathing following hyperventilation. Okay. Whenever a person hyperventilates, okay, what happens? The carbon dioxide in his body is washed out. Okay. Once this is washed out, the respiratory drive to the respiratory centers is lost. Right. So now, because there is no respiratory drive, a period of apnea follows. Now, during this period, there is once again accumulation of CO2. Okay. Once this CO2 level reaches the threshold value of 40 millimeter of mercury within the alveolus, right? Now, once again the respiratory centers are stimulated. Okay. So, as a result, respiration starts. Right. So, this period of apnea and breathing is due to washout of carbon dioxide first and then accumulation of carbon dioxide. Okay. So, this is the mechanism of periodic breathing, Cheyne-Stokes respiration in hyperventilation. What happens in diseased states? In diseased states, what happens? There is accumulation of carbon dioxide, right? This increases respiratory drive to respiratory centers. Okay. So, as a result, there is increase in rate and depth of respiration. Okay, so because of this, now what happens? Carbon dioxide washout happens. Okay, carbon dioxide in the alveolus is washed out. So now there is no respiratory drive. Okay, so this once again leads to period of apnea, right? So during this period of apnea, there is once again accumulation of CO2, and then there is once again respiration is stimulated. Okay, so this is the mechanism of periodic breathing that happens in diseased states, right? What happens in Biot's breathing? In Biot's breathing, okay, both the onset of apnea and restoration of respiration, both are abrupt in onset. Okay, they are abrupt in nature. This is commonly seen in meningitis and diseases which affect medulla. Okay, diseases which affect medulla, right? When we hyperventilate, okay, what happens? Hyperventilate, what happens? CO2 is washed out, right? So when CO2 is washed out from the alveolus, the arterial PCO2 also decreases. Okay, so this leads to severe cerebral vasoconstriction. Okay, so this leads to decreased blood flow to brain, resulting in dizziness. Okay, so this is one effect of hyperventilation, right? And another effect is that because CO2 is washed out, this leads to a state of respiratory alkalosis. Okay, in this state, ionization of proteins occur. Okay, so when these proteins are ionized, protein anions bind with calcium ions readily, okay, in large amounts. So now there is decreased in ionic calcium. Whenever there is decrease in ionic calcium, there is development of tetany, that is muscular spasm because of hyperexcitability of nerve endings. Okay, one more effect of hyperventilation is on cardiovascular system. Okay, so whenever there is CO2 washout, okay, what happens? There is also vasoconstriction of peripheral blood vessels. Okay, so what happens? Because of that, there is increased venous return, resulting in increased cardiac output. Okay, this increases the systolic blood pressure. Okay.